There's lots of ways on the internet that a project can actually end and like just stop existing and just stop just stop production altogether. And sometimes that can be based off the viewership and the disliking of it. And obviously the disliking with LolcowLive is so immense in that community to where people are actually falling for complete and utter rage bait and trolling. And today, that's what I'm going to be discussing today. Now, Keemstar is actually one of the main factors of this, because, like, as everyone already knows, Keemstar has, like, a massive reputation online of just having, like, a massive ego. And during this whole situation, he kind of, like, the best way to put it is that he kind of, just made, like, a very, like, rational decision in actually kicking this person off the show, which I'll give more details in a minute here. But he made a rational decision because he fell for the trolling that other people were leaving in comment sections, and obviously I'm gonna get which we're gonna get into all these things here in a minute here. If you guys don't know about LolcowLive, what they basically did was that they created like a bunch of other shows, and Local Queens is another show that had some issues, and honestly, lots of issues in the past with some of the hosts. And another main factor was this other host, Becky, brought up a controversy that kid behind the camera, also known as Mike, which is one of the people behind the Angry Grandpa series, about how he dated Bridget when she was 15 and when he was 22. For some reason, everyone fell like for the bait, and like everyone including Mike and Bridget like fell for all the trolling that everyone started spewing after they immediately like started that after the stream even happened. Like one of the main hosts, Becky, was the one who actually brought it up, and it spewed like a whole like major thing for like about like a week.
Yeah, apparently she was also
first night she slept over.
Apparently, guess what? Apparently she was also 15 and too young to know any better.
I lied, bitch.
Yeah, okay, fine. Then you're a lying cunt who's fucking worthless.
I watched this whole thing happen live, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, whoa, what? Hold up. And apparently, I didn't know this myself, that apparently this was like a big story between Mike and Bridget, but like, which was like, it was like a big drama story, like apparently like 7 years ago, like 8 years ago, back in like 2017, 2018, 2016, or something like that. I didn't know that, but the important context was, so apparently Mike got together with Bridget when she was 15, and Bridget, like she said, and like Bridget just said to Becky, she lied about her age. So, and Mike went on for 2 years, like without knowing like what her actual age was. So apparently, from what the story was, that they decided to go to a birthday party when she was 17, and at 17, they decided to sit down, have some cake, I guess, and apparently Mike's like saw like 17 candles on the cake, and he's like, oh shit. But since like apparently at the time because this was taking place in 2008, and the age of consent was 14, so even then it wasn't illegal, but obviously it is still insanely fucking weird that, like, for that to even happen. Since this was like an obviously like legal relationship, like back then at the time, he continued to date her, which obviously to many people, including myself, is still fucking fucked. Like, it's still fucked to do that, and regardless if it's legal or not, because like no 14-year-old should consent to any sexual activity, and they obviously should like share their like what they did online with each other, like sexually. And obviously I'm not gonna share those explicit details because no one wants to fucking hear that. No one does. But the only thing that was actually wrong here on Mike's end was that she continued to date her, even though now that she was 17, 2 years later at the party. And obviously, in my opinion, even though it wasn't illegal, it is still fucking weird for a 22-year-old man at the time to date a 17-year-old. And obviously, this controversy happened 7 years ago, like I said, and this big story came out, which I didn't know. Because I'll be honest, I didn't grow up watching, like, Angry Grandpa like most people did. I wasn't one of those people, so I wasn't really like connected like with the whole lore behind it. Because I grew up, me personally, watching a bunch of other shit on YouTube that wasn't Angry Grandpa, like stuff similar to it, but like not that directly. Long story short, I wasn't familiar with the lore until that detail came out, which shocked me personally. Now, what happened after this is that people who hate watch the show and people who commonly do just like troll in the comment section is that they went to the comment section, say, "Oh my God, Mike is a groomer, but he should not be on here," and everyone's being like a bunch of fucking keyboard warriors, right? And like even some of the hosts know, including Keemstar himself, know that people hate watch the show. And literally the whole main point of LolcowLive when it was founded, Keemstar, Wings, and Boogie said that they wanted to monetize their hate. So there are going to be trolls watching, and yet everyone still fell for the bait, which is insane to me. Like, what happens is, like, everyone started leaving hate comments like, "Oh, Mike is a groomer, blah, 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 blah," and started leaving, like, a bunch of other negative shit. And then, like, it got to the members and the people who are actually fans of the show. And then they took to the Discord, and then it spewed, like, a whole nother thing up. So basically what happened is that, like, it went from the comment section, from, like, the trolls, then it went to the members, then it went to the members-only Discord, then it spewed to the host to make an ultimate decision to kick Mike off the show temporarily. And, like, that's basically, like, the whole sum up of it. I could get, like, more into detail, but I'm just gonna share my thoughts now because I'm not gonna share any other necessary details. But that's basically it. It's insane to me that, like, it is insane to me that Keemstar knew when you're, like, making a show based on lolcows like, dude, how do people fall for shit like this? Like, it is obviously rage bait that people are leaving in the comment sections, and yet everyone is still falling for this shit. Blows my mind. I don't understand. Like, dude. And even though that this controversy was like 7 years ago, it sparked up again. Not like around the internet, thankfully, but because like obviously, it was like something that just sick. It was obviously just like something that's sick, like to like the LolcowLive universe, as everyone else in the community calls it. And it was something that just stayed in like that little space, and it didn't like spread like wildfire again, thankfully. Because like obviously, like why would it? Because like it already happened. All the information already came out. So, like it wouldn't even start up again to begin with, because everyone across the internet already knew it. And like people and by people I mean like the trolls were just pretending like oh well, I didn't know that, I didn't know Mike was a groomer or a pedophile, blah 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 blah. They started using that as ammo for him constantly. Like even now that like after like all this situation has cooled down, that they're now still using that on conversations to recent live streams when I'm recording this now. Like, even, like 10, 11 days later. After this happened, like I already said, it sparked up, like, a major thing in the community itself. And what happened afterwards is, like, it got so bad that they had to kick Mike off the show. And then, like a few streams later, I believe, or, like, the stream afterwards, Becky apologized for saying that. Because according to her, apparently, like she just got that from, like, a donation, decided to bring that up, and, like, as ammo against Bridget. Because the reason why Becky even brought that up to begin with was that Bridget was, like constantly just, like, agging her for just, because lots of people don't like Becky. So, like, she decided to go on there that night and decided to, like, and just decided to, like, nag her and just poke her even more until she snapped and started to, like, bring that up.
Like, I definitely did feel ganged up on. And the way I know my way out of a situation like that is to fight back even harder.
And Becky in the LolcowLive universe is very, it's very controversial when it comes to her, like as just like a personality, because like she is like infamous in the community itself for constantly, like, best way to put it, constantly use shit against people. When other people like use other shit against her, like for her to when like she's being stupid and everyone decides to use shit against her. So it's basically just like hypocrisy from her to everyone else, and that's why she brought that up, because she couldn't handle the heat that night that Bridget was handing her. Major detail about this is that the hosts were not realizing that like obviously, like I said like a million times already, is that the like hosts were being trolled by comment sections, and like everyone was just falling for the rage bait. Then they saw this shit in members only Discord, and the members only Discord was falling for the hate comments. And what they don't realize about this is that the trolls were saying that like, oh, Mike was dating something. Well, Mike was dating Bridget when she was 15. No, he didn't know. Like I said, it was obvious rage bait that they kept falling for, and then Mike was also falling for it, and then he kept on explaining it publicly again over and over and over, when it's obviously rage bait. Because in my defense, right, if you click on these people's comments, and like some of the channels that like lead these comments, like under LolcowLive and Local Queens and all the other channels, like all of their comments are just negative shit, just saying, oh, the show sucks, scripted, wah, boring, like, shit like that, right? And like some of their accounts like were even made like a month ago, like purposely like just to shit on the show itself. And that's another factor, like, bro, it's rage bait, and which thankfully Mike did also say Mike did also say like later that he knew that like some of this was rage bait, but yet he still fell for it. He still fell for it. How? I literally do not understand. Like I said already, this continued for days in the comment section. And then, like I said at the beginning of the video, Keemstar can be a bit rational with situations, and that's basically like his entire reputation. It's like because like Keemstar can like have like such a massive fucking ego, and like things can get to him in his head. And then he starts lashing out, and responding in like some ways, and that's what Keem did. And Keem made the insane decision to kick him off the show, which stirred up this whole situation in the community even more, because Mike owns a part of Local Queens, and Keemstar literally decided to just remove him from that. He got to keep his shares, but he still got kicked off the show that he owns and he like, basically takes care of, which doesn't make any sense. Like, he owns the show and you're gonna kick him off it. Like make that make sense. The words of Boogie make that make sense. Right after Mike got kicked off the show, people were immediately starting to like go to Bridget because like apparently like Mike was like temporarily like disconnected from the community, and like he wasn't like allowed to chat to the community. Like he was allowed to chat like to people like on his personal Twitter, but like anything like revolving LolcowLive, he wasn't allowed to be on anymore. He wasn't allowed to be on camera. He wasn't allowed to be in Discord. So like immediately after this happened, people started going to Bridget and asking her about the situation, about people spewing this up. And she left a pretty emotional response, and obviously she defended him, saying that Mike wasn't victimizing her, she was victimizing him because she was the one that actually lied.
I really kind of don't know why we're talking about this again, but here we go. So, 16 years ago, almost 17 years ago, I lied about my age. Okay, I had a crush on Michael, and I knew he was 21. And I knew he wouldn't date me if he knew I was 15. So I told him I was 18. That's my bad. And I don't regret it, but I am sad that he is getting all the backlash over it because it's genuinely not his fault. He had no idea that I was 15 until I was 17. Like, when he found out I was 17, he realized I lied about my age. So we were dating for 2 years before he found out. And it's like, again, I don't regret it because he has given me a life. It sounds pretty unrealistic, this life, but given me a really good life. And we're married, and we have 2 kids, and we're stay-at-home parents 24/7. And we make videos. And it's just sad that he is being painted as this predator when he's not. He's not. You know, there's real predators out there, and he is not one of them at all.
And even though that like kids can't consent, obviously, right? Like, and obviously, it is still fucked up that he continued to date her after knowing her age, like after 2 years and like 17, but the whole birthday cake thing, as I already explained. And it's insane to me that people are like calling, and like some people who aren't even rage baiting or aren't trolling still legitimately believe that Mike is a predator and saying that, so like, oh, he's a pedophile, when obviously, like, no, he's not. Like, if he was a danger to kids, he wouldn't even have kids, because like this dude has his own children now. I completely agree with her on this too. I really don't see like Mike as like a sexual predator or like anyone because because the major factor is he didn't know, okay, because she lied to him. And apparently, she also said about this. I forgot to mention this also. She lied about his age too. Okay, so the parents didn't know. Mike didn't know. No one knew, but besides her, basically. I see like some people arguing, and I see some people arguing, saying well, sexual grooming because like kids can't consent and like a bunch of other factors, right? But my main point is, if Mike was a predator, like multiple cases or like multiple victims would have came out already, or like multiple people would already shared their details like logically because that has happened with celebrities in the past, with celebrities that have like actual allegations of actual like grooming and stuff because if Mike was actually victimizing her, multiple other people would have came out and said like, hey, other shit has happened to me too from this man, because like that has happened to actual celebrities before. I don't want to make this video like long enough as it already is, so like I'm gonna just like explain like really quickly what happened next. So what happened next after Mike was kicked off, there was a controversy of all the hosts, and they decided to go on strike and basically not do anything for the podcast. Some of them like even like still went live, but like some of them like literally duct taped their mouth shut and didn't speak at all. For the other hosts, they decided to like make a sign and just hold it up the entire time that they were on stream as well, and just saying free mics such as Boogie and other hosts. That was a major controversy, and Becky was one of the main people who gave up that idea, and one of the main people who actually like organized that. And knowing Keem, he got pissed off because of it, and he was like going on a rant, basically just like saying stop doing that. But overall, what they decided to do next with all the hosts is that they all decided to do a poll with all the hosts across all the shows that are on the LolcowLive universe. And the polls won. Most people voted yes. So, long story short, Mike got back on. Everything is all good. And basically, and just long story short, the trolls basically almost destroyed this entire podcast. The thing is, because here's the thing. But with LolcowLive or like podcasts in general, when you have like a main host on a podcast, or it's not even just podcasts on the internet. It can be like a TV show or anything. I've referenced this like in the past, like similarly, but you can't like just like kick someone off the show and expect like the show to continue, because like most people are used to like seeing like the same cast members and like the same stance of the show, if that makes sense, and like having like the main host on a show is like the main prospect of that. Like immediately, like after Mike was kicked off, like, the views were low, a major controversy, and like I said, like the controversy like stirred up even more. But long story short, Mike got back on. So thank God for that. As already before, I really don't see Mike as a predator because for one, the dude has kids, and Keemstar said this also. If he was caught actually like continuing like to date Bridget when she was 17, this shit happened 17 fucking years ago, back in 2008. So the expiration date like for cancellation on this topic is gone. Like it's over. And even then, like one of the main like arguments here is that, like, this dude has kids, and there's been no allegations of him abusing his kids or anything along that nature. Like none of that. This dude has no other allegations surrounding like underage shit. He's a good person. He didn't deserve all this, but in the long run, Mike is back online the podcast, and the show's gonna continue. So, thank you, Mike. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet a bunch of random shit over there. But please subscribe to me on here. I would like to reach like 1,000 subs. I usually don't say that, but like I'm desperate, and I really want to get 1,000 subs here soon. So please sub. Follow my Twitch. I'm gonna start doing some more gaming like achievements and stuff, and going for like speed runs and like attempts in certain categories, and overall like some more gaming content for you guys. So follow my Twitch if you want to see that. Follow my Instagram. I post a bunch of random pictures of myself, or if I find something funny in my camera, I'll post it on there as well. Follow my TikTok, because I upload shit from my Instagram on my TikTok, and I just like re-upload like on both platforms. So follow my TikTok for both Instagram like re-uploads originate from my TikTok, if that makes sense. I'm like fucking up my outro today, dude. Jesus Christ. But I'm exhausted. I'm just really tired today. So last thing, join my Discord. I probably missed a few other things than usual. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to fucking fall asleep here. And you know what? Just follow everything below in the description that you see down below. And other than that, that's pretty much what I have to say. See ya.